Anime Squad podcast, episode 45. My name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And this week we're going to be bringing you guys something cool, something to encapsulate the upcoming holiday that is coming up this week. It's Valentine's Day.
Yay! The day of love.
Yes. We're going to be discussing this little treat for you guys that we decided to check out again. It's Orange.
Orange, yes. It's a trip down memory lane for me.
Yep. For all of us, actually.
Yes, very much so. But yeah, there's so many love stories in the anime world. So it was hard to pick which one.
We had to pick one, and I think the reason why we picked this one is it's an underrated classic. I feel it's not one that a lot of people really talk about, and I feel like it's a little bit of a shame because what Orange brings to the table is really wholesome. It's very creative in how it does things, and the characters are also just fantastic too.
Yeah, from what I remember.
So we watched episode 1.
Yeah, we saw the first episode, just kind of give ourselves a little bit of a refresher.
Yeah, but from what I remember from episode 1, it was like they introduced the whole note system with of how to save obviously the main character's life from tragedy. Spoiler,
well, no, it's not really a spoiler alert, but basically in the future, of the 6 main characters, one of them, which is the new transfer student, sadly passes away.
Yeah.
As they're when they were in high school. So the gang 10 years later tried to rectify that mistake, try to rectify their regrets that they've held all those years ago, by somehow sending letters to their past selves, or the main girl anyway.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's pretty trippy. It's a very different concept with with this genre itself. So it's a good watch. I just go watch honestly, beginning to end.
Yeah, it's crazy too because even though this is my second time watching it after so long, unlike Soul Eater, which I pretty much have read the manga for, watched the anime and everything, this one's only my second time watching this since it first came out around 4 or 5 years ago. And it's crazy just how much I remember for this anime. It's a lot of what happens in it is for me anyway, it feels very memorable, and I remember it quite well.
Yeah,
this is wild.
I can't believe when you said it like that. I was like, damn, it has been that long.
It has been, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when it came out, I just could not stop talking about it. It was like that. It was like my show.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So if you got nothing else to do on Valentine's Day, you feel lovey-dovey, this is a good show to watch, to binge.
Yeah, no, and unlike the previous anime that we've mentioned before, this one's only a 13-episode watch plus a movie. So if you guys want to watch it, binge it, you guys can. Definitely give you a day's worth of content to keep you guys occupied. So.
Yes, sir.
Pretty good show, man.
Absolutely.
Recommend it.
Yes, super recommended here in the squad.
Yeah.
and with that being said, I guess we get to go to our regular scheduled program.
Our regular scheduled programming. To kick things off, we're going to be talking about, of course, RWBY, Volume 8, Episode 9. And this one finally feels a little bit more uplifting, a little bit more of the, I guess, the previous status quo of, our main characters not sucking ass, they're actually kicking it a little bit anyway.
And they weren't down this episode.
Yeah,
for the first time they finally show the front lines.
Yes,
because we see a glimpse of it, but we never go there. So this was the first time seeing all the soldiers that are there, some returning characters.
Yeah,
being oh, we're really here. This is the front line. We gotta stop this.
Right, and it's really interesting because it's this one just mainly focuses on Yang. And their squad rather than what RWBY's doing, because that one they're gonna handle separately. This one is just all about them and how they're trying to get Oscar back.
Yeah, get Oscar back and hopefully stop Salem.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Hazel this episode, right?
Yeah, Hazel.
His name, right?
Yeah,
that's his name. Yeah. Hazel definitely carried the episode for sure, especially with his turn, going from going from this like, oh, you know, you're the reason why my sister had to die and stuff like that, to like, you know, these basically redemption pretty much for his character.
Basically, because since of his past, I guess sister,
Yeah, his sister Gretchen.
Yeah, he's trying to redeem redemption for her. Like, what would she would have done?
What she would have done exactly
in this situation? Yeah. So he has chosen a different light, and Salem ain't having that. So
no.
And we see like her real like power, like when it comes to like battling other people, and I liked it.
Yeah, it's really like you could tell that the animation, you know, was definitely like more creative when with Salem. Like we get to see like glimpses of kind of what she can do, like when she's the one that has to go, you know, toe to toe against them, against Hazel and all of them. So it was really cool to watch.
Yeah, so way better episode than last week's, I like to say.
So I'm curious on how they're gonna fight it off, Oscar and
Hazel.
Yeah, so far what we left off is that Jean and the others, they've managed to run away. You know, of course, Oscar wants to stay because he needs to finish what he started.
Yeah.
So Hazel grabs on, and then bam. So it's really cool. It's really cool to watch so far. But you know, we gotta wait till next week to see kind of what ends up happening.
No, yeah. So it had a good ending this episode, I like to say. So
good place to end it off.
I'm back to being excited.
Yeah.
And with that being said, on to the next anime. We got supposed kid from the last dungeon's Boonies moved to a starter town.
Episode 6.
And this one was also fast, I like to say.
Yeah, it's not as fast as the last episode. I feel like this one felt more grounded into one conflict rather than just touch on a whole bunch more. But again,
and we finally realized that he isn't the strongest person from his town.
It was always hinted at, also like, you know, why he kind of thought himself as like the weaker link. And it turns out it's because from that last dungeon village that he lived in, he was the weakest one of them all. Like even like a little girl from his village was able to easily just break his arms.
That was funny.
That was crazy.
But that logic no longer applies to him here because, again, as he's proven time and time again, he is quite easily very, very, very powerful.
Yes, super OP.
Yes, with the arm wrestling, of course, right?
Yeah.
The little arm wrestling battle.
That was funny.
And like again, like this episode also gave us more of a spotlight to Riho as kind of like what she went through and what her relationship to Roll was, and you know how, you know, the arm and stuff like that. But speaking of which, that whole fight between her and Roll was actually kind of creative. It was gross to look at, but it was pretty creative when she like stuck like she stuck like a magic like stone in her arm, and then like use it to basically lodge a spell out of her arm, which blew it up. But then set a healing spell on it.
I like that part, but like the rest of the fight, like they could have done more.
They could have done more.
Like it was pretty lazy. Like they just stand there throwing fireballs.
Yeah, they also pulled like the bluff route too, where it's like, oh man, I can't wait to summon this super tidal wave.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it makes sense in this show, like for the joke, but like I wish I would have saw it.
Yeah, and then like of course Selen also with her belts and stuff, and how she had to basically overcome the fact like, oh man, my belts, they're not protecting me because the Philo or whatever, like she doesn't have any malice towards me. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that too. I like every time she shows up, I'm always happy because honestly I thought she would be annoying, but like every time when she's on the screen now, I'm just like, what kind of dumb thing she's gonna pull off now with her magical belt.
Yeah, she's got some interesting tricks up her sleeves, you know, with the belts and stuff. Yeah. And just overall like this, except for like that one scene from like a couple episodes ago where like we were like, oh man, you know, this is you know, where our characters might be in peril. Like for the most part, this anime is still kind of like cruising along, and I feel like that's kind of where it feels the most comfortable. I feel
pretty much.
Yeah, I kind of like it when it's like that, when it's like cruising, because you know they're in a starter town. Like the title says,
there's nothing really like, you know, important that has to happen here because we're in that nice little comfortable spot in it.
Yeah, we don't have to go to crazy battle crazy kind of scenes and stuff. It's okay. Yeah. It's more like comedic, if anything.
Exactly, and the comedy, I feel like it lands pretty well. And like even though certain episodes, the pacing might feel kind of everywhere. I feel like the comedy does match for what it's trying to set out for. Like again, the last episode with how fast it was like punchline after punchline after punchline. Yeah. And this one was kind of like setup. You get like a thing going on, and you get the joke, and then moving on to that, basically the same event but like a different thing. So. I feel like that works.
I like this episode more than last week's, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, definitely.
So this was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, because this one slowed down.
Yeah.
It wasn't too fast.
We were able to breathe.
Yeah, very much so. All right, with that, move on to the next anime.
We'll move on to the next anime. We move on to Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, Episode 5.
I will seriously try this time.
Yeah. And it's cool. It's cool seeing this episode was really good because for the first time we get to see Rudy not be at home and actually, albeit forced to, basically branch out into a whole new territory, whole new unfamiliar territory that he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And again, this anime's narration also adds so much to the depth and lore of kind of like what's going on, because like himself, like us, this is his first interpretation. This is his first time like basically feeling everything out and kind of understanding the world that's going on. Because in this episode, like so many things were going on in his head with like beast people and like.
I think for me, my favorite part is where, I guess he finally realized like he could actually die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Like I think like in the middle of the episode, he was like, "Oh, what happens if I die in this world as well?" It's like. And honestly, I like how the anime brought it up, because to this point I completely forgot about that too. So so it was a nice refresher. Like, what does happen?
It's nice that we have episodes like these that kind of like pull us out of the status quo, where it's like it kind of pushes you, it kind of puts you back and like makes you think like, oh shoot, like this. Is like intense, and also the first, especially like immediately right after when Ghislaine immediately just decapitates their two assailants.
Oh yes.
Like, man.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention our new character.
Well, no, we mentioned her before last week.
Ghislaine.
Oh no, you're talking about the other new character.
Yes. Our Lord and Tsundere girl, Iris,
yeah.
And what a character.
Yeah, she is textbook tsundere.
Yes.
To the T.
Yes.
But I think what makes her entertaining is the fact that she is a full-blown tsundere. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen like an anime that's come out recently that just has an actual
it happened
tsundere.
Before. Since it was an old manga.
Yeah.
True.
Because of the fact that this came out, because of the fact that the source material came out like almost 10 years ago, or I guess over 10 years ago. But I guess for the context, for the context of it being, of it being released this season, it feels refreshing to see like an actual just full on tsundere.
Yeah, like she just there's no whole bars with her. Like she's just straight up punching you and stuff.
Yeah, she will straight up attack you, and like you have to. The only critique
towards the end,
it's basically tsundere moments.
The only thing I can kind of critique this episode for, as far as kind of like, I kind of wish they didn't do that, was like, I felt like they went a little bit too fast with the, here's Eris, and then we immediately just go into like a perilous like kind of scene. Yeah. 'Cause, like, I felt like there was no transition to that. Like,
yeah, it felt weird. Because I remember Rudy talking about that plan.
When Rudy was talking about like the plan to like get Eris to actually learn how to do magic. Yeah. Like I felt like there wasn't really much of a build up. Like it just sort of just happens. Like he's sleeping and then all of a sudden he just wakes up to
the whole
capture.
Plan capture, but it's not really a plan. Capture.
It was completely unplanned. Like I felt like that was a little bit too rushed.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I don't know. I felt like maybe it would have been more appropriate if we had like a little bit more time and build up.
I think that was. Well, that beginning part was fine, but after all of that, her like trusting him right away
Well, I mean, no, the trusting him right away makes sense in this context because he literally saved her life.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that like the in between of kind of like when they first met versus like, because I feel like there was time that passed on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got you. Like how they transitioned, like it felt like less than,
that's my only criticism, honestly.
Less
like
than
everything
hours.
else
for me it was fine. It was fine. I don't think I need to know like a lot more, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like again, it's just my minor complaint to just kind of I noticed. It's like it felt like there wasn't really much because I think because it is for me is that like is the fact that like I liked Eris as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much from the get-go because she fit that nice like tsundere mold. But like out of that, like besides that context when she was getting beaten up by those thugs, it's like I'm thinking to myself like, man, we literally just got introduced to her like 10 minutes ago. I technically shouldn't have a reason to really care about her all that much because like
you really don't. You really don't. You're like, yeah, that's what you get, honestly.
Like if it was Sylph, that'd be a different story because we had like 3 episodes to kind of get to know her and stuff.
You finally connected towards the end, though. That's the thing. Well, that's what got it to that point.
Yeah,
I don't think that the beginning part would be much of an issue. First, you don't care about her, but then later, like, it's just literally through this whole episode, you catch, you finally, hey, I like her, I like the character.
Yeah. I mean, I guess what it is that this sort of like kidnapping event, I guess, sort of needed to happen.
Yeah.
Rather than it just sort of being its own thing. So I guess in that regards,
like I wouldn't want to watch the whole kidnap thing last long, It was short to the tip, and we're getting more into our main character, if anything.
I guess so.
I mean,
I'm just hoping they don't do it with anything else.
Okay.
But it's kind of like the trend of this anime. Like it moves quick.
Yeah, it moves quick.
Yeah.
It moves really quick. So if you're not like either you're swimming or you're drowning.
Yeah. Like if you're not paying attention well, then you're like.
Yeah. Again, we haven't read the original novels, so we don't know.
This is what we think in general.
Yeah, this is kind of what we see it as for the anime, but we don't know if that was how it was in the novel or not. But as far as I know with this, this is I'm hoping this isn't a trend that follows for like later episodes.
I get
like
you.
If there's
I get what you're trying to say. Is like it was fine for this episode, but like, I don't want it like
continue.
To just speed through everything. So.
Yeah.
Because I do agree with you, David. Like this one, I personally, I guess you're right. Like I wouldn't want to just see like a full episode dedicated to like, oh man, let's see that kidnapping go through. I think for what this episode was, I think that it handled it fine. But it just felt like I did feel it sort of like just kind of rush. It's like, hey, here's the characters. Okay, they're kidnapped. Boom.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to care, but you really don't because you just got introduced to them. But as you could tell from just this conversation, it was a really good episode.
It was, yeah. No, like everything in general was flawless in terms of like that animation.
Yeah.
Like the magic spells. Like this anime has just been hitting out of the park. In terms of just raw animation.
It just keeps getting better in each episode. Honestly.
What's her name? I enjoyed the scene where she just comes in. What's her name?
Huh? The mercenary?
The beast lady, right? Yeah.
That was awesome when she came in.
Yeah, her.
It was cool too when he did the flare thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, when he did the fireworks.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell that's probably the moment where Eris is like, oh man, this boy's
he knows his stuff.
A bit special, yeah.
And then she just slices. Oh yeah, and that moment too where he sees the people die right in front of him. This is the first time seeing death.
It's his first time seeing death. I'm pretty sure not just with this lifetime, but also his previous lifetime too.
We'll see. I don't know about that one.
Well,
but this one, yes, it's gonna traumatize him. Definitely. Definitely. All right, with that, I guess we have to move on to the next anime. Yeah. And speaking of love animes as well, Horimiya, episode 6.
And
this episode, wow.
It is, yes. This episode was great. I really enjoyed the fact that this solidifies. I mean, obviously, we got last episode, talking about kind of what happened as well, but between Hori and Miyamura. But like this one solidifies the fact that they're a couple.
Yes.
Like, Miyamura, Hori, they are together. They are. Like
everybody knows.
Everybody knows, and they don't care.
Every time, no, everyone's gossiping.
Everybody's starting rumors. So
typical high school.
Miyamura,
he was getting
takes that. He was getting mad, but he took that into like he took that personally, so he changed up his look.
Yeah.
Out is that nerdy look.
Nerdy emo.
The nerdy emo look, and in with the MC look.
Which I'm gonna miss the long hair, but I do like his new transition.
Mm-hmm.
I have the reason why is because he doesn't want to look horrible.
No,
because the reality of the situation is that like everybody knows that Hori is popular. Like everybody knows who she is, and so the fact that she kind of the fact that she downgraded, like, to everybody else, it feels like, she downgraded her standards to marry, not marry.
Getting way too ahead,
bro. To be dating, this loser right here.
Yeah.
So he tried to improve himself, and I like that.
No, yeah. It shows that they're both, especially him, he's very serious about the relationship. Yeah, it's very cool. And
there's a roadblock that happens in the middle of the episode.
The other half of the episode.
Sawada,
new girl.
New girl comes in, and at first it looks like...
Me and Robbie were thinking she was a little sister.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because like I know, I get it, they both have black hair.
Yeah.
And, like, the eye color, but here's the thing though, in reality, everybody's, again, I know this is an artistic choice, but everybody's hair color corresponds with their eye color and vice versa. Okay, that's something that we've already established. Anybody with orange hair is gonna have orange eyes. Purple hair, purple eyes. Black hair, black eyes.
Yes.
But regardless of that, like that was like those two.
The hints too were leading to that too.
Yeah, when you compare it to those two, they really look like siblings.
Yeah.
And but the funny thing is that when they were going to their house and all that stuff, I was like, whoa, wait.
It felt like, wait a minute, is she just gonna does she actually live there? But no, they're actually.
Next door
neighbors, yeah.
And you think with how the episode was playing out, like she's kind of in love with him.
Yeah.
But it was like a side twist.
No, it's a plot twist. It's actually Hori that she's after.
And that was funny. I like that little twist. I was like, like you thought.
Yeah.
I like the little banter between those two.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. And then we also get like backstory with her and like her deal,
her thing with her brother, and so and especially when they showed off the flashback, I was thinking like, man, this brother kind of suspiciously looks like Miyamura a little bit, especially with the cut hair now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like overall, this episode was just great. And then again, we also got to see more of Hori's dad too, which was also a riot. Like,
dude, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
you know what I thought of this episode was weird with the whole the guys following the little girl, or what's her name?
Sawada.
Yeah, you know that little scene. Like what was that scene?
Well, the thing is that she's not a little girl. She's in high school.
Well, in high school.
Yeah, but she's second year.
Second year.
Yeah, she's a second year, but but the other guys, like they're from the same school, so they were basically hitting on her.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just looks weird because she looks tiny. Like she doesn't look like she's in high school. She looks like she's she's the same age as Hori's brother, if anything.
Yeah.
But
it's just the design.
It's just the design.
Well, I don't mean that. I mean the whole scenario.
No, it is an awkward scenario with her. With
why have it there?
No, it was just...
They just wanted to set up... They just wanted to set up...
to, walk with them back home?
They wanted to set up the fact that Miyamura is capable of saving her, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, again, when he gets serious or, people cross him, look at him the wrong way, then he gets really offended by it, I guess. And he's like, argh.
He's
the stink eye.
He might hate her, but deep down, he's like, she's still cool. Like I
gotta watch out for her and stuff like that. That's basically what it is. So, because again, I have a feeling that they're basically playing off the fact that like Miyamura is like makes an older brother, is basically the older brother character for her. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously the relationship grew more, and it got a little bit spicy in the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just.
That scene too with the friend and the candy.
Yeah,
I didn't forget about the
spice. The spicy moment right there.
Oh yeah, with Miyamura's friend, it's like, hey, it's like, oh man, I got the clay flavored one, and he just takes up. Just it's like, okay, I'll
They kissed, and he ended up taking the candy out of her mouth.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
spicy,
yeah.
Spicy meatball,
the little spicy part of the subs.
Yeah, not the flavor though, because that's clay.
Why would you make that?
I think they're like those the Harry Potter jelly beans.
Yeah. Birdie bots every flavored beans.
Oh, I hate that thing.
Earwax.
I think it's disgusting. Yeah. I hate that it's a challenge.
Those challenge beans.
They made it a real thing too. Which
I know.
Is
I know. It's terrible. I remember someone gave me jelly beans. I was like, "What is this crap?" All right, with that, on to the next anime.
Here we have Wonder Egg Party, episode 5. This episode is very much Nehru-centric, but it is told out of order.
Yes. Very much so, because we get a glimpse of like her backstory and what's her steal.
It was crazy.
But the whole group, our whole cast is like kind of hanging out with each other.
They're hanging out, but at the same time, we also get more of her fighting an enemy that came out of the from what came out of the egg. Mm-hmm. Which is apparently this woman that decided that she wanted to die young and beautiful.
Yeah.
And we're going back and forth between these two storylines that end up converging with one another, and then we find out that the hangout took place before her fighting those 3 little goblins or whatever.
Yeah, which is it's an interesting choice that they made.
Oh yeah.
But I still digged it, and I honestly I like the parts with like they're all just talking to each other, like what their ideals and like what are they fighting for, and should they continue?
Yeah, Rika straight up. So
it was crazy their conversation.
Yeah, it was very deep for for
why should we continue doing this?
Yeah, Rika brought up a good point. Like, we technically have each other. It's so interesting because it's usually like in these types of situations in like anime games or whatever. It's a question that usually comes up towards the end of a series. It's like, hey, the real power, or the real the whole loneliness thing is with us all along. We don't need to people that passed away. But it's so interesting that they brought it up here rather than like later on in the series.
In the end of it.
But that's what sparks the whole like conflict between everybody else.
It was Momo crazy because you hear the guys too in the background. Because of their whole arguing and stuff. I was like, oh damn, they're even coming into the conversation. They
usually don't get involved. Oh, and then what's interesting is that the cliffhanger that the last episode left off of this one just doesn't even pretend it existed. Remember the one where like they were talking about like Momo was like, hey, wait a minute, your last name. And then we find out that apparently that Momo is actually the teacher that comes over to Ai's house a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
She's actually his nephew. Oh, not nephew, niece.
Yeah. So he was surprised to see her there.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Like, wait a minute, how did you guys even meet? Like, you guys don't even go to the same school.
Yeah. No, I like that fact too. Like it took me a while to take a hint of that, but then like when it happened, I was like, oh, surprise. Like this small little world here.
We're starting to connect the dots with certain stuff.
No, and they even do it too because they even tried to justify like what actually happened to Ai's friend that committed suicide, and at first they were like, oh, she was probably pregnant because the teacher probably, and then Momo was like, no, my uncle would never do something like that. Like he's a he's super into like cute animals and cats and stuff.
This is crazy. Like it puts like the viewer like those ideas. Like, what did he do? Like, is he really a good person? Like,
yeah, because they gave an eerie kind of thing around.
Because every time I've noticed too, every time he pops up in the screen, he kind of does have that vibe.
He like literally sucks the color out of like the scene.
Even the cats too. They were kind of dark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's something to look out for, honestly, in this show. So, yeah, this great solid episode, honestly.
Solid episode with solid music too.
Oh, the music! The music's always banging. Like it knows what to play, but what it plays is just so out of the ordinary that you don't really hear from like other. You know what the soundtrack?
And it was for every different location they were at, or it would, when it goes back to that scene, it'll go back to the same music, and then they'll change it up a bit later on.
You know what the soundtracks, the vibes of the soundtrack sort of reminds me of in a way is kind of like Arifureta, except that one was like the exception with that one is that other than the music, Arifureta was basically like a trash anime for us. we didn't really like it, but the music was bopping though. And this one's the same thing. Like the music definitely has that feel to it. But it complements everything else, you know, given the animation, given the characters and everything. It just feels really nice. And the fact that we're getting this group dynamic now, it feels really, really like nice.
Even the mom was surprised.
Yeah. They actually had to introduce Nehru and Momo to them. It's like, oh, okay, these are your new friends.
I have friends now.
Yeah.
She was kind of embarrassed of that too.
You know, just a kid being a kid. Mom, you're embarrassing me.
Yeah, but Nehru's backstory, like, definitely has we could definitely say the most weight to it. Like, it feels nice seeing this because Nehru was like literally the second character to like, you know, be featured where she's like, you know, where we get to know who like the other fighters are. Yeah. But we never knew anything about what she was fighting for.
She was still like a mystery and a blur. But like, this episode finally gave us that. We
finally find out that it's her sister that she's trying to save, and like her sister was pretty crazy.
Yeah, crazy backstory with her. I think, would I say the dark? No, they're all dark. They all have dark passes, but like hers is like obviously the most.
It's scarring. The most messed up.
Yeah.
Especially with the scars that you see that like older sister tried to stab her, and then by the time
tried to stab her. Did stab her.
Left gruesome marks.
Left her marks.
Gruesome scars, yeah.
That whole back was like literally like. I wonder if she just sliced her back completely.
It looked like it, honestly.
It's hard to imagine what went down in that moment. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah.
But she did have regrets, and she was right.
Yeah.
That's why she killed herself.
At the same time. There was a lot of inner demons that she was going through, which, you know, of course. Same could be said about all the other everybody else, all the other girls that they're trying to, you know, respectively save.
But she does hate her sister for that.
Yes.
She thinks that scar she left in her back is pretty much a curse.
Yeah, so in a sense, it kind of gives you an idea, like, because she's the one that has the most malice for the person that she's trying to bring back. Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes things like, is she just trying to bring her back so she can kill her herself? Maybe that's just my idea, but
nah, it's a good idea to think of, like, because that's honestly what, you know, someone would do.
I think she has that thought first, but eventually she'll change.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I don't think she would go that far.
Yeah, because even with the character that Ai wants to bring back, you know, Koito, her one and only friend, we still have a lot of, like, you know, information and stuff that we don't know about. So.
It's all mystery.
It's because I feel like now that they're like a group, even though they're arguing right now, I feel like they're having more of a bond than how they were before. You get me?
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
Yep.
So they're still having their troubles, but they'll eventually fix it because now they're, you know, they became friends in a way.
Yeah.
We'll see. So that's what I'm enjoying about it.
We'll see how the story progresses. It's very.
Oh, you think it's gonna be dark? Tell me, man. Give me your opinion.
No, yeah, this show is very dark, even with the light colors that it brings in, like especially in the other world. Like like all the girls' backstories is like messed up.
Yeah.
So what is your thought then? How do you think it would later on turn out?
I'm pretty sure like during like the climax they'll probably be like, you know, separated and like try to fight.
And you know what I just realized?
What?
That this anime is basically a magical girl anime, but with no costume changes.
No, just weapon changes.
Yeah, they get weapons, but they're not like you know Sailor Moon or anything like that.
Yeah, I like that. It's very different, but like it is that vibe of the magical girl genre. So it's very cool. Very cool and very, very great episode.
Very much so, yeah.
I think the question that I still like from the episode is pretty much why are we doing this?
No, yeah.
Like, can we just... What happens if we stop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens when we stop and does it really affect us?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. On to the next anime. We have SK8 the Infinite, episode 6, and road trip.
Yeah, the gang takes a little bit of an R&R, and it's kind of interesting because it pretty much originally was like, oh man, Reki and Langa, but then eventually Mia joins, and then Shadow joins. And then it turns out, oh man, Joe and Cherry are also here too. Oh boy!
Hey man, and don't forget we get a little bit of our Matador.
Oh
Adam.
Yeah, Adam's here too.
But not in the. He's in the episode,
island,
but he's not in the island.
Just a little bit.
Just a little
bit.
Just in case you miss.
Just enough, but he's not the main focus of this episode
No,
at
he's
all.
not.
It's definitely our boys.
Yeah.
And them having fun and everything.
Joe's my boy.
The boys are back in town.
But it's a nice change of pace. Like we're not having to focus on like on an intense like.
I feel like this was like an episodic kind of episode.
It was definitely their beach episode.
You mean are you talking about like a filler episode?
Yeah.
Oh.
They episodic. You know what else is episodic filler?
No, but it was fun. It was a fun, entertaining one.
It was their version of the beach episode.
I do realize that like out of the 6 episodes, the only other episode that didn't have like an actual competition like embedded in the episode itself was the 2nd episode. It was this one and the 2nd episode. But the thing is that the 2nd episode was meant to have be like Langa's like, you know, introduction / training to skating in general.
Yeah.
So this is the first time where it's like skating kind of takes a back seat, and it's mostly just like, okay, these are our characters. They're relaxing.
Bros hanging out.
They're having fun. Yeah. Bros hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah. Bros being bros.
And I like that. Like I feel like with an anime like this, it's like it's appropriate to have like your characters just kind of relax and stuff.
Yeah, so this time we're not revolve around Langa or Riki. We're also getting more like with Joe and also
Cherry Blossom.
Cherry Blossom. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
the whole shenanigans.
The whole like mini thing with those mud people or whatever, even though it's like it's part of like a festival. At the end, it was revealed as part of
when Joe was talking to those girls and what's the cat dude or cat
Mia.
Yeah. He was acting like his kid.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was creative.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
Just a fun episode.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious.
Yeah, nothing much else to really talk about. Like, you know, there's just boys having fun.
All right.
We also got introduced. No, she's been in it, right? No, has she?
Are you talking about the red hair assistant?
Yeah.
She has been, a bit, just like in this episode.
Like a second or two?
Yeah, she was gonna be maybe play a little bit bigger part.
A bigger role on the... because we're getting competition.
Yeah, with Matador's actual job.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So we'll see with her.
We'll see what happens next episode.
Yep. And with that, on to the next anime. We have Cells at Work, Code Black.
Yeah.
Episode 6. And yes, the mysteries of what happens when you have kidney stones.
Yeah, it's
jeez.
Not the best. Again, like as with tradition with like all these other like Cells at Work Code Black episodes, this one focuses on the kidney stones, and how it affects your urine and the escaping blood and everything. It's all gross. It's all painful.
Yes.
And it just makes you feel bad for like these poor cells.
The red cell, especially, it was wild.
Yeah, but hey, the kidney gets a nice spotlight.
Yeah.
But they're doing their best. They got the silent organ.
Also, the what do you call it? Is it what part of the body was it where the girls were washing the red cells?
Kidney? No, was it the kidney?
Kidney?
I literally said kidney. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not the liver.
I thought it was, no, the liver's the other.
Yeah, the liver was the other episode. It's the kidney. Yeah.
Where like the girls are like showering the blood cells and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. That was very educational.
Yeah, I mean that's the
purpose of the show.
That's the excretory system for you. That's the system that basically helps filter out all the toxins and stuff that your blood is reduces and stuff. So
yeah, I was like, damn.
Very dark, and with that, with the kidney stones, they also had another problem with the whole.
Yeah, so I guess the doctor that the body was going to forgot to disinfect the little tube laser to get rid of the kidney stones because germs was able to get in.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them, whole gang.
And it's what's morbid though is that like the headquarters were actually talking about like, oh man, we might have to get rid of one kidney. that was dark. I'm just like, oh my goodness, like they're literally preparing to like get rid of like body parts that they have to keep this station going.
Yeah, man, this body's we've gone through the journey with this body. It's really jacked up, and
even the white cells themselves are struggling too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like there's like a pattern in each episode. It's like, oh look, drugs save the day.
Yeah, it's because like even the original Cells at Work, they did have like cold pills and stuff.
Yeah,
but this one is just straight up steroids, penicillin, like all these like really hard like antibiotics and cold medicine and stuff, and like all again with the tubes and stuff.
Yeah, like it's cool to see like them like these machines like antibiotics do action, but it's like at the same time you're like, damn, it had to come to that resort,
Like I wouldn't be surprised if the series like tackles an episode regarding like surgery where it's like
maybe death. Maybe he dies and then they bring him back to life.
Cells don't do that.
No. Well, I mean the human body like dies for a second.
Oh yeah. Maybe like with CPR or something like that. Yeah. Oh.
Like what if the guy dies?
Shock. Yeah.
Jesus Lord.
Hey man, it could go there.
No. Yeah. That is a good point to think about.
Yeah, because things get intense in this episode, and
because this body is not healthy at all.
Yeah, like the kidneys. Thankfully, though, the kidneys are fine. Unfortunately, one of the older kidney cells, passes away, which I feel like is kind of like a status quo with this series in general. Like one major character has to die.
Yeah. And
the funny thing is, in the next episode that we cover, it covers caffeine.
Yes. Energy drinks,
yeah.
And the pros and cons of what each the energy drink brings to the table.
Yeah, this body is hooked on energy drinks because one of the other cells even talks about like, hey, you can go to the small intestine, five times a day, we can be able to soak up all those juices.
Yeah. Mario and Luigi, that's what I call them.
Yeah, they get their little boost to compete with.
Yeah, they convince the blonde-haired buddy.
They were trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no harm, I guess, to it, but there is, obviously with every drug there's a
side effect.
It has a side effect to it.
I kind of felt sad for the guy, the blonde-haired dude, the red
blood cell buddy. Yeah. No, yeah, like it was their episode.
Yeah.
Like to bond more, like to also like kind of reminisce, like, man, our main red blood cell, like he's been he's been putting work. You know, even the show is like, yeah, you got a reward for doing the most work.
Yeah. This was pretty much like the whole premise of this episode is that like the main red blood cell, like he's gotten that top rookie of the year award, and everybody's like, hey, good job, man, good job. And so it basically comes off from jealousy, basically.
Yeah. And what he had to resort to like, you know, compete.
He went for the caffeine.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought he was gonna die.
Me too.
I thought he was gonna...
Knowing how dark this show is, like, yeah, we're gonna kill off this character.
Yeah. So I was really happy and glad to see, like, oh man, finally a character doesn't die.
There's a little light in this body.
Yeah. So
yeah, that was a nice change of pace, I like to say, for episode 7. And with that, on to the
next anime. We go on to talking about Cells at Work Season 2, Episode 6.
Yes. Happy Body.
Yes, the Happy Body.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes, because yes, it is that happy body that's like, you know, takes care of itself and all that. And you know, we got to see like the large intestine to see what it does. We also got that nice, cute, adorable scene of like the platelets visiting their local theme park.
Yeah,
theme park / aquarium.
At the large intestine. So that was really cute.
Yeah, that was really adorable.
That was adorable. They have like little like lactic acid bacteria balloons and merch.
Yeah, and I wanted one.
Yeah, it was really cute. But
this time we got more of the red cell.
For once we finally get the red blood cell.
Yeah,
she's been absent throughout the whole season.
Hey man, she's busy, you know, delivering oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Not this episode, apparently.
Hey man, she took a little detour.
I mean, I think it kind of helps that again, since his body is more healthy, like because they have more time. They have more time to just kind of like, you know, kill and everything, so they don't have to worry about, you know, constantly being overworked again.
That's why I said it was a happy body compared to the other body.
Yeah, but a returning cell comes back into play.
Yeah, Cancer Cell.
Yay!
And he remembers everything. It's kind of interesting because it's the same 3 cells that ended his plight the first time, which was of course the white blood cell, NK cell, and killer T cell. This time he got promoted to memory cell. Though.
Yes, he is a memory cell.
He's a memory T cell.
He's not reading his hat.
Yeah, he's the memory T cell now. And I like the little detail that the only person that actually acknowledges him being a memory T cell is Cancer Cell.
Yeah.
I like that little bit.
Yeah, but Cancer Cell's, you know, back with vengeance, and he seems more powerful than last time. So they're a bit in a pickle with, you know, the new evolved Cancer Cell.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes from there, because it's not looking too good for.
Nope.
You know, Cancer's like, I feel like the ultimate cell.
Oh yeah.
Obviously in real life as well. So
I know, they're scary.
Yeah, so now our happy body's turned into like cold black right here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just that one cell.
Yeah, man, but that's how it ends up. So you're like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think our heroes are gonna take it down.
Hopefully,
man.
Going down, Cancer.
Cancer Cell, you're going down. I think with that, we move on to the next anime. Next, we have Dragon Quest Dai, episode 19.
Yep, and we get that showdown between Dai and Flazar. Well, I want to say we get the showdown, but honestly, like pretty much right from the get-go, Flazar's like, "Oh shoot, you're two of the generals that used to be part of the Dark King's army. Oh man, screw that. All right, I'm just gonna blow myself up."
Like, well, I know when I lost, but you damn it, I still have a trump up my sleeve.
I'm gonna go down in style, right?
Yeah, like he doesn't care at all. Like he'll be like, okay, achievements or victory under any circumstance. I'll even kill myself if I have to take you all down.
I think the only thing I wondered of this episode is like, why did they leave? Maybe next episode they'll tell us why they left. The handler and
the other generals.
Yeah.
Well, Hadler was. We don't know if he dies or anything like that, but he pretty much got stabbed. So, and especially with Crocodile, like Crocodile was pretty much overpowering the other dude's army.
Yeah.
So you think they went back to their base and stuff?
So him retreating makes maybe because him retreating makes sense. Mr. Varn, we don't know.
That was a mystery. Last episode, he looked at what was it? Hyunkel. Yeah. And I wonder what he did to him, or maybe I don't know. This is my theory. Maybe he went inside him, took over. I doubt it, but
Hyunkel was pretty much at death's door.
Yeah.
He was literally about to die.
So that's why I'm like, what happened? Like, what did he do to him? To give him the boost back of life.
And I want to say it's not because the fact that Dragon Quest is just like, oh man, you see a character about to die, well they didn't actually die. I want to imagine that's not like an explicit rule that just sort of happens.
Yeah.
Like there has to be a reason as to why. So I would imagine that Mr. Varn probably has something up his sleeve.
Yeah, because he's still a mystery to us.
Well, we don't know anything about him. Yeah.
No, other than he's kind of really powerful.
Yeah.
But man, this whole episode was basically Dai versus Flazard.
Yeah, it was really
it was tough.
Interesting. Yeah,
it was a weird way to fight him, but it was just tough to fight in general.
Yeah, it was
like,
very.
What can you attack?
Yeah, it was very creative because like it's not just a matter of oh man he could use because I was in my head was kind of
it looks funny because it looks like they're just fighting rocks and ice.
Yeah.
They're all getting pelted by like these rocks, like ah!
Oh, especially when Crocodile got hit by it. He looked the funniest, bro. He looked the funniest.
But you could tell like, hey, this is like, how can I fight this?
Yeah, and with that you also get the nice classic like shonen battles.
Yeah.
It's like everybody else is down, including like Hyunkel and Crocodile, which is funny. Because this kind of brings back the trope of like, or this kind of brings back the meme of like when the villain was like was super intimidating, super intense. They're like, oh man,
they're just standing there.
But when they join your party, they're like, oh man.
No, it brings that little trope. I like it though.
It's nice. That's the thing. Like it's a nice trope. It is a trope. But it's a nice trope when it's done well. And I feel like Dragon Quest, they do it well. Yeah,
they do it super well, and I just like how Dai overcame this battle. Mm-hmm. I guess maybe.
Yeah, it was cool because at first he did the Alvan slash, and he's like, why isn't it working? Mm-hmm. Why isn't it working? He kept trying over and again, and he was just frustrated on.
But then he took a page off of good old Shulk's book and decided to utilize the powerful move known as Air Slash.
I like the flashback too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was necessary.
To
give like how did Dai remember this move?
Mm-hmm.
And then Hyunkel cuts his hand, throws blood at it.
That was unnecessary.
He pulled a Dio.
Yeah, that was
unnecessarily pulled a Dio.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you didn't have to do that.
It's because he didn't listen, man.
I get it, but I'm just like, bro, there was another way to do that.
He's not paying attention. He's in the fight, bro.
Yeah. I guess.
When you're caught in a battle, what can you do at that point?
Yeah, now he's gonna be super infected by his.
In a fantasy world, I got it.
All the blood cells inside him, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens in this conclusion battle.
Well, I mean, he cuts him in half.
But like dead. We don't know. We don't.
He's dead.
Did Flazard die? We don't know. We don't know.
Well, my opinion, he died. Because that was pretty much his heart. He took out his heart out of his body and slashed it.
We'll see.
Hey! Don't change my opinion. It's my opinion.
I just like when we do this with Dragon Quest. Did Flazard die?
He's dead.
It's a meme at this point.
And with that, I guess
we move on to Jujutsu Kaisen episode 18.
Oh man.
So at first we pretty much get like the standard. Again, we get the standard like fight versus fight and stuff. This time it's Fushiguro versus name on the screen, but for now we're just gonna call him Kumo. Yeah,
the blood manipulating guy.
The bloodbender.
Yeah, yeah, good term. Better term than I thought. Yeah, the bloodbender.
Yeah,
the archer first.
Oh yeah, that was just his weapon of choice.
That's how we thought it was. He was.
Yeah, but it turns out it's very creative. So he donates. He extracts blood, Red Cross style, and he puts it in packets. And he takes he sometimes dips his own blood and he dips his own weapons in blood. And then he uses it to manipulate that object.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's very
That was cool, and you noticed it on the arrows themselves.
Mm. Yeah.
That was cool. But when it came to the combat, I was like, whoa, wait, he's not an archer?
And that's why I like the fact that, Fushiguro even, mentions, hey, wait a minute, how are you even doing this? Aren't you losing a lot of blood? He's like, nope, I did this beforehand. I have packets and packets of blood that I already prepared.
I'm the prep guy. But yeah, their fight was super awesome, I like to say, between those two. And obviously our boy pulling out his trump card with the elephant, the elephant in the room.
Yeah, he summons
it's his
new animal friend,
which is super cool.
But of course things don't go as planned, and the enemies strike.
Yeah, we get new introductions to, well, not new people, but so they join the battle,
Yeah,
kind of.
they're in this tournament
in a way.
Yeah, we get introduced to basically a curse that we saw in the opening, which is the tree, tree curse,
the forest golem kind of thing.
Forest golem, and then we also get introduced to a blacksmith curse user, which we kind of predict that he's probably going to be fodder.
Yeah,
he doesn't look all that important. He doesn't look all that great.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course Mahito also. He's also here too.
Yeah, we don't know where he's at though.
He's just chilling.
Yeah, that evil bastard.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that Mahito definitely wants to take another crack at fighting Yuji again. But
most definitely.
Yuji's barely in this episode, but
obviously with them interrupting with the tournament, the senseis have to rush in there fix this problem.
But what I like is that they know exactly what they want to do. So the barrier is literally just for Gojo. That's it. They know how insanely strong he is.
And you know what was crazy? They thought he actually went through.
Yeah,
I was like, wow. Yeah, probably he'll find a way to get in.
Well, just because the thing is that they originally had it planned so that way they keep Gojo out of it.
Yeah. And
by that they wanted to actually steal him in because he mentions that anybody could literally go in and go out except for Gojo.
Yeah.
But since Gojo was outside, he can't go in.
Yeah.
So
I have a feeling he'll find a way to get in.
Oh, it's Gojo.
It's Gojo. It's our Tensei, bro. But that's when our old man gets
the principal.
Yes, he gets his little shine.
But he's the principal of the Kyoto school of Jujutsu Kaisen, not the.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Remember Yaga? That's the Tokyo one.
Yes, you're right.
He's the one that summons.
But obviously, throughout the whole show, he's the one been making all these evil plans and stuff to kill Yuji.
Yeah, and now we get to see his powers. The power of rock and roll, baby.
He whipped out his
guitar. Whipped out his guitar, and that threw me so off. Because, in typical anime, you see the old man, he popped out a sword, or, he has the arts of martial arts or whatever.
Even if he was buff, that would have been appropriate.
Yeah.
Because, again, we've seen buff anime, old men
Master Roshi and all that stuff. But he just popped out a guitar, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Sign me up. I can't wait.
We can't see that one yet because again we do see glimpses of the other fight with the golem as well.
Yes.
But and then it just kind of ends. So we gotta wait till next episode.
Yes.
The invasion.
Wait. So how many people got stuck inside?
Everybody.
Yeah.
All the participants got stuck inside.
Yeah. It's just Gojo got left out.
Yeah.
For now.
Oh well, Percepto would, dude, since he was destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that have gotten out already.
Yeah, all the curses that were already put in the forest are all destroyed.
Oh, I know that. I mean,
the artists don't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Jujutsu Kaisen. Kind of short and simple, honestly.
Yeah, it was. It told what we needed. What we need to know is that that the invasion is basically underway now.
Can't wait for the next episode.
Yes, and for the next anime, oh man, I wasn't here for the time we talked about it, but it's Attack on Titan, final season, episode 9. And it's a lot of emotions.
So this one is most definitely a follow-up episode to what happened prior, and the biggest thing that happened last episode was that Sasha was shot.
Yep.
And she died from bleeding out.
Yep. And but we get before all that, like that follow up, we finally get to understand what happened in the 3 years.
Wait, so that scene in particular was right after the beach part, or was that a little bit?
No, because here's the thing. This is a hold on, question. I don't want to mention this yet. Did they mention like what how much of a time skip this is?
Yeah, it was like 3 years because that's when they meet with the other.
4 years.
Well, in the anime, it said 3 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, no, this isn't like directly right after, but it is like within that ballpark. Because again, Aaron's hair did grow out, so.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I was curious.
Oh no, you're right. It is 3 years because it's 3 years after they made it to the beach.
Yeah.
Because from the beach, because the beach itself happened about 6 months after after that attack happened, where Berthold was eaten and Erwin died.
Yeah.
So
that's why I was curious.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's within that ballpark.
Because that's when Sasha says, and she never tasted this food.
Well, nobody did.
Nobody did, but she really enjoyed it.
See, yeah.
And I like that in this episode because obviously they've been isolated from the whole world.
Yeah, for 100 years. They never even saw what emotion
was. But like things that for us would be common, like we forget. Like for me, honestly, like I forget. Like they don't know. Common knowledge like that.
Well, for the longest time, we didn't even know. We didn't understand the context. Because throughout watching this episode, it made me realize how far we've come in fully understanding what the world is like compared to 2013, 2014 when this anime first came out.
Yeah, because it's a whole different story.
All this time, we thought that, okay, humanity outside of these walls don't exist. All it is just literally titans.
This was just the humanity, this one little round circle.
This is what humanity came to. Yeah. But it was all a freaking lie.
Yeah, it's literally just an island that Marley basically shoved everybody in.
Yep.
And it's like, alright, so to make sure that they don't get out, we'll just place a whole bunch of titans around it. So that basically the titans can just mess everything up on their own.
Yep. But that definitely backfired.
Yep.
But yeah, man, this episode was super good. Honestly, just like given the context of the 3-year gap and the follow up to Sasha's demise.
Yeah. it's hard to stomach, especially considering that she was definitely like one of the top characters in terms. Not just for popularity, but just in terms of like her overall impact.
She was lighthearted like throughout the whole show, like she, potato girl, man.
Yeah.
just
if anything, she really cared for her teammates.
Yeah.
A lot too.
Like she was kind of like the light in a way.
I like when Connie said, she was like,
she's my other half.
My other half,
like
my
twin.
Yeah.
No, that cuts deep.
Yeah.
All right. You have anything else to say? This is more tougher than I thought I had to say.
Yeah, man, it was a good episode.
No, it was very good, especially.
And then we get to see when they went back to the aftermath. The aftermath.
Yeah,
where they actually
Sasha's funeral, and then also the
Zeke
newspaper
thing and all that stuff.
And like obviously the other Marley people getting held hostage even after the whole helping them for 3 years. They still don't trust them.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Well, how can you trust them?
I know, I get it, but I'm just like, damn, like
racism runs deep.
It's war, man. War rules, bro.
It's just it's just tough to see, honestly. In my book,
and to me, like I said, I feel sorry for Falco.
I do too, but
poor guy.
But excuse my language. Screw Gabby.
Yeah, I really felt sorry for Falco throughout the whole thing. for this season in general.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because he was lied to Aaron and in general.
I'm just glad they finally show what obviously we know where Annie was, but
still hate Zeke.
And then Annie was still in the damn crystal. I'm like, god damn, like that thing didn't thaw. Like she didn't like
in those 4 years.
Yeah, I'm just like, damn, she really.
At least you got to see her.
Yeah, but I'm just like, what are we gonna do with her?
Well, to be fair, Galliard's still in Marley.
Sure.
So we can't have him crack another nut. If he's all the way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. And
Levi was funny.
Oh, dude, he's always hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that witty bastard.
He's like, I can't wait to take you out eventually.
Yeah.
We need you right now, but hopefully that day comes. Slice you.
I can't wait, honestly, bro. I can't wait. But with that wraps up Attack on Titan, man, and on to the last anime.
We're going to be talking about Dr. Stone Season 2, Episode 3 as well as 4.
Yes.
The third episode is basically Senku and Gen carrying out their plan that they've always wanted to.
I'm Senku.
Oh, yes, when Senku's friend. we get to see it again, like them reuniting. Having that beautiful moment.
It was funny, though.
And just him being a complete buffoon.
Yeah, and
I think he was disguising it at the same time.
Me too. I like to think so, but knowing him, not really.
But it's nice because this episode finally gets to show off Senku putting his action into work.
Yes.
Putting his work that he put into full motion. Long distance this time.
Yes.
Because this new recruit that he's potentially trying to do is entirely different location, separate to where he's at.
Yep.
And it's very interesting to see.
No, yeah. I think it was super cool. The power of technology, right? Of science. My bad. Not technology. And then we get introduced to Nikki, the guard. That's taking care of Seku's friends since the beginning, like just keeping an eye on them, and they actually approach up to her, and she's like, "What the hell?" I like her. She seems pretty cool, and like the whole phone conversation she had with Seku.
I was like, hopefully it doesn't go that route, and good thing it didn't go that route where Senku and them lied.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, but the funny thing is that they pretty much were weighing all their options. Like Gen was literally saying, "Oh, we could just guess," and then, or like, "Oh, we could just snap back," and then Senku's like, "No, we're gonna go with the other option. We're gonna actually like find out the correct answer." And it turns out it's like over 50 million copies sold for her discs. That was wild.
Supercomputer.
Yeah. And like looking up like what her measurements were based off of when his dad met up with her.
One solid picture.
Yeah.
And that was the trick question. She doesn't share her measurements.
I wonder what her reaction's like. Again, like we know what's gonna happen, but like I wonder what her reaction's gonna be like when she finds out that because we find out that Nikki is like a huge fangirl of Lillian back when back in the old world. But I'm just thinking like what her reaction's gonna be when she finds out that all her descendants live in that other village.
Jesus, that's crazy to think about. But yeah, man, it's just I like that episode a lot. And then episode 4, man. I didn't mention this character, but he plays a big part in this one. Ukyo. Oh yeah, Ukyo. My bad. Apologize.
Yeah, it's okay.
The Robin Hood of this world.
Basically, yeah. With the super hearing.
For me, he's a mystery.
Yeah, they were kind of playing around with him a little bit, like the past couple episodes with him being like an expert like archer and stuff. But we don't know much else about him. He is a total mystery, and all we know is that him and like 2 other guys are like they're the top of like Tsukasa's like food chain.
Yeah. In
regards to like the hierarchy of command and stuff. So, but unfortunately, Chrome gets kidnapped and everything, and like all around, like, this episode compared to the last episode, because the last episode, the episode 3 was, like, all about, like, you know, a whole game of wits. Like, oh man, what are we gonna do?
Like what the choices they make and stuff.
Right, and this episode is all about, like, the race against time. Chrome is now captured, and Senku and crew have to basically construct a vehicle.
Yes.
To want to counter, to do a full-on assault against the Tsukasa Empire to get him back.
Yeah, because we know that Chrome can't keep secret.
No, he can't.
Like, literally within seconds when he goes to the enemy territory, he spills his beans.
You know, in a sense, he's like a nice cross. You know, I say nice with quotes, with air quotes. He's like a cross between, like, Senku and Taiju. Senku because of the fact he's more brain than he is brawn. Taiju because he kind of has that personality where he just kind of yells out everything.
Yeah, man. So hopefully we get our boy Crom back out of there.
Yeah.
I was confused on that too. Like, why did the archer dude save them?
Oh yeah, because like even in the end of that episode,
that's why he's a mystery to me so far. You know,
I like that in that character because he's not just one note. Like, he has something up his sleeve, and it's
I feel like he wants to know more about
the other side.
Yeah,
the Kingdom of Science.
Yeah, Kingdom of Science.
So yeah, no, he is a mystery, and I like that. I like that about him.
So who knows if he's bad, he's neutral, or he's doing his own thing at this point, right?
Yeah, I think so.
In a way. That's how I looked at him.
Alright, I guess with that ends up our animes.
That wraps up our anime, and then we move on to our news.
Yes.
Game news.
We just have game news for you guys this week.
Yes.
First news that we're going to be talking about is Kingdom Hearts is finally getting a PC release. And
the whole series.
The whole series, of course. 1.5 plus 2.5, 2.8, as well as 3. And, of course, soon to come is also... Melody of Memories as well.
Yeah.
All coming to PC through Epic.
Oh, the Epic Game Store.
Epic Game Store, yes.
Oh, interesting.
So
the prices are...
The prices, while they are high, it makes sense. 1.5 plus 2.5 is 50.
Not this one that much.
2.8, I'm actually surprised that they kept that. They kept the $60 price tag.
Really?
For 2.8, yeah.
That thing has like one game.
It has 2 games.
It has one game.
Okay, 1 game, 1 demo, and a movie.
Yes. There you go. Yeah. That's how it feels. Yeah,
that's
Omar has played that one.
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah. Did you get the Mickey Mouse ears for Aqua?
No.
Did you get the bow?
No, I just played it once and I called it a day.
But yeah, that price doesn't,
Yeah, that I would wait for that one, honestly.
On discount.
Hey, but Remind also $60.
Really?
Oh, Remind with Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 3 plus Remind, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a dual package.
Yeah, so that's crazy. I never thought that we'd get a PC port. I mean, the Kingdom Hearts 3 is on the Xbox, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And that's the only one on Xbox?
Well, no. They recently released 2.5. The story so far.
Oh, okay.
Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
I guess Square is being more open now.
No, yeah.
They're not. They finally ditched the whole only on PlayStation kind of mentality. And then, of course, Nintendo handhelds, not main consoles, but just handhelds. The Game Boy Advance, DS, and stuff. So, yeah, they're finally thinking outside the box, and they're like, okay, we're gonna put these games on PC for people to play. So,
yeah, we'll see how that goes with sales numbers and bring more people into the franchise.
How many do you think there's gonna be a lot of mods for Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, I want a Boygooks mod. I need it. As well as Muppets and Kermit.
Oh, God. Krillin mod?
Krillin mod, of course.
Wielding the Keyblade?
Yeah, you never know.
I think that's what's always fun about, specific games coming to PC. Just the mods they're going to put in and stuff.
Yeah.
How creative they're going to get with the games.
Yeah, so look out for that. When is that? That's out already, isn't it? Or when?
It's March 30th. March 30th is the given date that the collection is going to be released.
Okay, so you have a month away, a month or so.
A month or so, yeah.
Yeah, so look out for that. All right, on to the next news. King of Fighters 15. We haven't talked about it for a while, but they've been releasing a lot of.
Well, we have. We've mostly been talking about like character releases, and this one's no different.
Yeah.
Joe Higashi.
Yes.
Which, I'm gonna say this right now, is a very interesting character to introduce because this is the first Fatal Fury character that's actually, got a trailer. Not Terry, not Andy, not Mai.
You would think like those characters, but Joe is a fan favorite as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. For sure. Yeah. Joe is indeed a fan favorite, but it is kind of interesting that they chose him over like Terry.
Yeah. No. Very very much so. Because there's no doubt that Terry's gonna be in this game.
Yeah. Terry's literally his main tagline, for a good couple of the games is like, he's been in every single King of Fighters games. Like he'll be here every year. So yeah, this one I hopefully won't be any different. But I mean, like Joe. Like you said, Joe is a good fan favorite. Some people are actually thinking that like Joe, because of how they're formatting the trailers and stuff, because you know how like Benimaru, instead of being on Kyo's team, he's in the main character's team.
Oh really?
Yes.
Yeah, right. What? Here. So they got rid of the old guy on his team?
Yeah, Shune. Yeah, he's in Shune's team.
What happened there?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
But a lot of people are saying that like they're like with Joe, he might be in Iori's team.
Whoa.
So that would be weird.
So we're mixing up the teams here.
They are, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that, so that would be cool. I would like to see that mix up the teams because everybody knows the teams in King of Fighters. You got like Terry, Joe, and Andy, and what is it? Clark, Ralph, and Leona.
Yeah.
This is my iconic team. So if they're gonna change it up, I can't wait to see that.
I know. Same here.
But yeah, Joe looks good. I like his supers. His super.
Maybe the story will tell us why they switched teams or.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a good story for the last one.
Hey, story has always been like SNK's main thing, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, on to the next gaming news.
Next news we're going to be talking about is the Nier Replicant gameplay trailer. Finally, we get to see like actual like gameplay trailer as well as like a demo that Square is finally given to us.
What do you think about?
To basically check out. I think it's nice to kind of like see, because this again like gameplay. The main thing about Nier Replicant that is going to be the main defining factor as to why anybody would want to get this is the gameplay. Is the main gameplay changes from this game to the last. As well as the fact that Nier Replicant is this is going to be the first time that Replicant itself is getting a U.S. release rather than being Gestalt.
The Japanese version, right?
Yeah, well, no, because
so they're both the same.
No, because the thing is that Japan originally had Gestalt and Replicant, but we out here in the U.S. when Nier first came out, we only had Gestalt, which is the reason why we only called it Nier. And the main difference between because Gestalt and Replicant are both the same game, the only main difference is the main character. The main character is an adolescent young man in this game, and in Gestalt he's like a grizzled he's like an older man.
So what is it, like a different conversations with the characters?
A little bit, but there's not really that much of a difference other than like the main focal point for the main character is that in Gestalt it's his daughter, and in this game it's his sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the main difference.
Interesting.
Story-wise, that's the main difference. Gameplay-wise, it kind of looks interesting. I feel like there's a lot more polish to it, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that Yoko Taro's main studio, I think it was called Cabin, is kind of assimilated into Square, So now I feel like now that's like it's all basically Square's property. Square gets to kind of like do their own thing. Yeah, it's kind of like integrate what Nier Automata brought to the table into Nier Replicant. At least that's kind of what it feels like it's doing.
Okay, interesting. No, for me, I don't know a lot about Nier other than Nier Automata.
Yeah.
So knowing that kind of gameplay is going to be in Replicant,
and
it'd be interesting.
Yeah, because I saw it too. I saw the trailer itself too. It did have the the same gameplay that we played.
Yeah, Nier Automata.
For me and Omar, since we didn't play the original.
And the voice actors still seems to be the same. Kaine, from what I heard, still sounds like she's voiced by Laura Bailey, and Weiss still seems to be voiced by Liam O'Brien. So, yeah, that's it feels very faithful to anybody that's played Nier back in 2010. So.
Wow. Okay. Very very interesting. Because obviously Nier Automata has a big fan base now.
Yeah. So this is going to be a very very nice. Kind of introduction to what the original Nier had to offer.
Cool.
Anybody that wants that more Nier goodness.
On to the next gaming news. Big one actually. Street Fighter V Winter Update finally came out.
Well, it's coming out. It's gonna be coming out in February 22nd. But news where it finally came out.
Yeah, because they've been quiet for a bit, and a lot came with this update. Obviously. More Dan gameplay and costumes for him. Costumes,
as well as a new character that... a new character through Rose. We finally get to see Rose's model.
Yeah, I've seen Rose. I'm kind of sad it didn't change her up a bit.
No.
They kept very true to how Rose looks.
They went through the Zangief route and just kind of basically kept her the same.
They deported her.
Yeah.
So it's cool if a lot of the fans of Rose and stuff, and they showed a bit of Oro too at the very end, just to see how he's gonna look in the new Street Fighter V engine, and he pops that arm out, man. He pops that other arm, so I can't wait to see that. And what else that they showed off? 11, yeah. Which I thought was a whole new character, but. Ends up being
yes and no, because it's basically just 12 from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, except again since 5 does take place before 3, it's 11, which is the experiment before 12.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. And he's and if you know Tekken, he's basically Mokujin, just has the moves of every character in the roster.
Yeah.
And you don't know who you have until you play. You're in the battle.
The season price isn't that bad.
Oh, how much is the season price?
$40.
Oh, okay.
5 characters.
Oh, and they also introduced a new game mechanic. What was it called? Damn, we're really blanking on that. V-Shift.
Yeah.
V-Shift, which basically looks like the parry, universal parry for everybody.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it looks super hype. It looks super hype when the blink of blue pops out and they just backstep, and I think it's gonna bring a lot.
A lot of people have been wanting a parry mechanic of some kind because again, Street Fighter V, it definitely feels. Because with Street Fighter 4, that one felt more of a celebration of 2. This one felt 5 feels like a nice transition from 2 to, or I guess 2 and 4 to 3. Especially with the stun gauge and all that stuff. So it felt right to have. Yeah,
and especially now that there's now a new defense mechanism in this game, because Street Fighter 5 is very attack heavy. You get pressured a hell of a lot, and so now that we get an option to have a defense mechanism, it's oh thank God.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many updates this game has.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
From what I know, this is the final update.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the last one, which I also heard that Seth was gonna be that was it. I don't know what happened. They were screw it.
I think lifespan wise, this game has lasted around the same as 4, right?
Yes.
Or longer.
I think a bit longer, because this game.
Well, 4 originally came out in 2008. No. Then this would be less, because 4 originally came out in 2008, and then the final Ultra Street Fighter 4 came out in 2014, I believe.
Yeah, no, this game also has its 3 titles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Street Fighter in a nutshell, honestly.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
But yeah, just get hyped, man. I think the V shift skill is gonna change up the whole,
it is, yeah.
whole game, man. I'm very excited to get my hands on that. And,
definitely.
And with that, on to our last gaming news.
Our last bit of gaming news, which is Persona 5 Strikers, released a new trailer called the the Liberate Hearts trailer. And it's basically the gameplay trailer that Japan got way back before it came out in Japan. But now it's with the English voices and everything, and it looks it looks great. I'm just glad that Persona 5 is actually legit Persona 5 Strikers is actually legit coming out in America.
Yeah, because it's been a year.
It's been a good solid year, yeah.
And it's cool that they mix it with the real world and the metaverse together.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cool.
They slowly converge. I'm gonna say this right now. It is highly recommended that if you guys have not played Persona 5, that you guys do. Because I'm gonna say this right now. Persona 5 Strikers is indeed a sequel to Persona 5.
There's
so
a lot of references to the original Persona 5.
Yeah.
So look out for that. Like, I don't know who said that it was friendly. The random friendly. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
You won't get the context of what these characters have to say. And as me myself playing through Royal, like I'm actually looking forward to Strikers now. So,
yeah.
Like whenever I do beat Royal, because it is a long game.
It is a super long game, yeah.
So.
And speaking of like when Persona 5 Strikers comes out, we also get a date on it as well, and it's February 23rd.
Yeah, so not that long.
Nope.
Like I think a week.
Yeah, about like around like less than about like a little bit more than a week, yeah.
Yeah. So are you guys picking it up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
On first day. Yeah.
Well, on the PS4 or on the Switch?
That I'm still contemplating on what I want to get.
I'm probably gonna get the PS4 version. I feel like it's stability wise, it's probably gonna run better on it. So.
Okay.
Either if it's for PC, Switch, and. Right.
Yeah, no, it's just Switch and PS4.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was also gonna be for PC. No, PC.
Oh yeah, PC.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Because of Persona 4 Golden. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll be launching on those three.
Those 3 platforms.
Sorry,
Steam. PC on Steam.
Yeah. Via Steam. Yeah.
Via Steam.
Sorry, Xbox.
Shit.
And I guess with that,
that wraps up this week's Anime Squad podcast episode. Be sure to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you guys like our stuff. And like always, my name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.